Okay, picture this. I'm standing in the middle of a foreign city, midnight, no phone battery, no idea where my hotel is, and I don't speak a single word of the local language. If you want to know how that story ends, stick around, because today we're talking travel memories.
Ha, what a way to start. Hey everyone, welcome to Joobira Zone, where today we're diving into something so fun, travel stories and the vocabulary that comes with them.
Yes, because everyone has at least one crazy travel story, right? Something that went completely wrong or completely unexpected.
Absolutely. Okay, so finish your story first. What happened? Did you find your hotel?
Eventually, yes, but only because a stranger literally walked me halfway there using hand gestures and a lot of patience.
That's actually really sweet though. Sometimes the kindness of strangers saves the day when you're traveling.
Exactly, and that's actually one of my favorite things about traveling. You meet people you'd never expect to help you, and they just do.
True. Okay, useful phrase here already. If you get confused or lost somewhere, you can say, I got completely lost, or I had no idea where I was.
And if someone helps you like that stranger did, you could say, a stranger helped me find my way, or someone was kind enough to guide me.
Great examples. Okay, my turn now. Want to hear my most chaotic travel memory?
Please, yes.
So, I once missed a flight because I was so confused about the time zone change. I showed up literally 3 hours late, thinking I still had time.
Oh no, that's every traveler's nightmare. What did you do?
I panicked for like 10 minutes, then I had to book a completely new flight on the spot, which cost me way more money than I wanted to spend.
That's rough. Lesson learned though, right?
Definitely. Now I triple check time zones every single time I travel.
Understandable. Okay, useful phrase. I missed my flight, and if it cost extra money to fix it, you could say I had to pay extra to rebook.
Exactly. Rebook is such a common travel word. Okay, let's talk about something more positive now. Favorite travel memories. What's a trip that really stands out to you?
Honestly, a trip I took to the mountains a few years back. It wasn't fancy or expensive, but something about being surrounded by nature, no phone signal, no distractions, it just felt incredibly peaceful.
That sounds amazing. Sometimes the simplest trips leave the biggest impact.
Exactly. I remember waking up early, watching the sunrise over the mountains, and just feeling completely present in that moment.
That's beautiful. For me, my favorite memory is actually from a small coastal town. The food, the people, the slow pace of life there, it completely changed how I think about relaxing.
What was the food like there?
Incredible. Fresh seafood, simple but flavorful, and eaten right by the water. Honestly, I still think about that meal sometimes.
That's how you know a trip was special when you remember the food years later.
Exactly. Okay, useful phrase here. This trip changed my perspective, or it was a life-changing experience. Perfect for describing memorable trips.
Great phrases. All right, let's talk about travel mistakes now, because honestly, everyone makes them.
Oh, where do I even start? Overpacking is definitely my biggest one. I always bring way more than I need.
Same here, honestly. I once brought an entire suitcase of clothes for a 3-day trip.
That's way too much. What ended up happening?
I wore like 3 outfits total and dragged a heavy suitcase around for nothing.
Classic overpacking mistake. Useful phrase, I always overpack or I brought way more than I actually needed.
Exactly. What about you? Any other travel mistakes you've made?
Actually, yes, I once forgot to check visa requirements before a trip and almost didn't get on the flight because of it.
Oh, wow, that's stressful. What happened?
Thankfully, I managed to sort it out last minute, but it was definitely a scary moment at the airport.
That's a great lesson for everyone listening. Always double-check travel documents before your trip.
Absolutely. Useful phrase, I almost missed my flight because of a visa issue, or I forgot to check the requirements beforehand.
Perfect examples. Okay, let's do something fun now. A quick guessing game. I'll describe a travel memory and you guess if it's a good memory or a disaster.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. I woke up to the sound of ocean waves, walked on the beach at sunrise, and had breakfast with a beautiful view.
That's definitely a good memory, no doubt about that one.
Correct. Your turn now.
Okay, my luggage got lost at the airport and I had to wear the same clothes for 3 straight days.
That's definitely a disaster story. Lost luggage is honestly one of the worst travel experiences.
It really is. Useful phrase there, my luggage got lost, or my bag didn't arrive with me.
Great phrases for anyone dealing with airline chaos. Okay, before we continue, quick reminder for everyone listening, if you're enjoying this episode, hit that like button and subscribe to Joobira Zone. It really helps us keep making these episodes.
Yes, and if you know someone who loves traveling or has a crazy travel story themselves, share this episode with them. They'll definitely relate.
All right, let's talk about something interesting now. Cultural differences while traveling. Have you ever experienced something that completely surprised you culturally?
Oh, definitely. I remember being surprised by how different meal times were in one country I visited. Dinner started so late, sometimes after 9 or 10 at night.
That must have been an adjustment.
It really was, especially since I was starving by 7, wondering why nobody around me seemed to care about eating yet.
That's such a small thing, but it really shows how different daily life can be depending on where you are.
Exactly. What about you? Any cultural surprises during your travels?
Yes, actually. I was surprised by how important small talk and greetings were in one place I visited. Skipping a proper greeting before getting into business felt almost rude there.
That's such an important lesson. Learning local customs really shows respect when you're traveling.
Exactly. Useful phrase here. I wasn't used to that custom, or it was a completely different way of doing things.
Great phrases for describing cultural differences naturally. Okay, let's talk about souvenirs now. Do you usually collect something specific when you travel?
Actually, yes. I collect small magnets from every place I visit. It's simple, cheap, and it's fun seeing my fridge fill up with memories.
That's such a cute idea, honestly. I usually bring back local snacks or spices instead, something I can actually use later.
That's smart too. Definitely more practical than magnets.
Maybe, but your magnet collection sounds fun too. Useful phrase, I like to collect souvenirs, or I always bring something back to remember the trip.
Great phrases for describing travel habits. All right, I think it's time to start wrapping up today's episode.
Let's do a quick recap of everything we talked about today.
We shared some crazy travel stories, talked about favorite memories, common travel mistakes, cultural surprises, and even useful vocabulary like rebook, overpack, and life-changing experience.
We also learned that travel isn't always perfect, but even the mistakes often become the best stories later.
Exactly. Now, here's a question for everyone listening. What's your craziest or most memorable travel story? We really want to know.
Yes, share it with us in the comments. Whether it's a disaster story or a beautiful memory, we'd love to hear it.
And if today's episode reminded you of your own travel adventures or maybe even inspired you to plan a new trip, let us know that too.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a fellow traveler or someone who's dreaming of their next adventure.
Thank you all so much for spending this time with us today on Joobira Zone.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, even the worst travel stories make the best memories later.